Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is your Screenwriter's Rant on Humanist Vampire Seeking Consenting Suicidal Person. Yeah, that's the name of the movie. Let me read it again. Humanist Vampire Seeking Consenting Suicidal Person. It's a French comedy. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 14 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Yes, so this is a French comedy. So it's, I think French comedy and American comedies have different sensibilities. So this is going to be more dry, more... it's going to be odd. It's going to be odd. It's also a vampire movie, so it is comedy horror. And it's about a kid. He's in high school, and he wants to die, while at the same time, there's a vampire girl who's part of a vampire family, and she has too much compassion for the humans. So her parents take her to a psychiatrist, a vampire psychiatrist. Directed by Ariana Louise Sees, written by Ariana Louise Sees and Christine Doyen. So Sarah Monpetit, Felix, Antoine, Antion. I don't know. These names all run together. I'm not sure which is the first and which is the last. I think it's Sarah Monpetit is the main character. So she plays a vampire that looks like a teenager, but she's actually 68. And then her parents are older, but she has depended upon her mother to get blood in bags for her, because she doesn't want to hurt the humans. And so they kind of confront her and say, you gotta start doing this your own. I'm not sure why. It's an acquired taste. She'll end up liking it. Here's the vampire psychiatrist. So it is kind of funny, but kind of weird. And again, it's got that French sensibility to it. So I don't think it's going to be laugh out loud funny unless you're... I think the French really do deep dives for the comedy. It's like they go way down and then come all the way up the other side to hit you with a joke. And if you get it, it's amazing. But if you don't, if you're just looking for a quick laugh, I think you'll be like, what? I'm not sure what happened here. His shoes are filled with, I don't know, blood? Is that blood or what is that? I don't know. Something. Here, like a bat comes out and he hits it with a badminton, but is that her as a vampire? I don't know. And he even says to the counselor, I'm not a murderer. I wouldn't kill anyone other than myself. It seems like a huge red flag in the United States, but in France they're just like, oh, well, maybe he needs more wine. And he just says to her, I don't enjoy life. But I think there's going to be a love story between these two. I think in the end he becomes a vampire. So first act, the vampire girl, who's actually 68, they're pushing her to do her own human hunting, and she doesn't want to do it because she has too much compassion for the humans. So she can't hunt on her own unless, like, the human is willing. And that's why it's called Humanist Vampire Seeking Consenting Suicidal Person. So she finds that in this high school student. And I'm not sure, she might go to the same high school, maybe. So they get together or meet one night, and then she's got way too much compassion for him. So she asks him, well, is there anything you want to do before I finish you off, and so to speak? And he's, so she offers him a dying wish. And then I think they bond over, like, finishing his bucket list. And then they fall in love, would be my guess. And then it gets complicated because now, the other vampires are like, no, you got to kill him. And she I think she ends up turning him into a vampire. And then they end up running away together, is my guess. So, yeah. Or maybe he becomes her Renfield and just, you know, he's like half human, half vampire and takes care of her. It's a weird title. It's a very weird title. Humanist vampire seeking consenting suicidal person. I wonder what that sounds like in French. Would it be better somehow? I don't know. But it's a bit wacky. A bit wacky. Here he is getting a shower, but he's also got blood running off of him. Not sure what's going on there. Would I see it? Yeah, I would see it. I like vampire movies. Here he is spraying some dude with a hose. I don't know if he's a vampire, the guy he's spraying. So here it is, A Dying Wish. I think it would be... I think for people who are like film buffs like me, I think it would be enjoyable because it would be a vampire movie, vampire comedy movie done by the French, so it's got this different sensibility about it. And so for like film guys like me, it'll be like, oh, this will be different and cool. And so even if it's not particularly a great movie or even that funny, it'll be interesting to me. Whereas I don't know if the average moviegoer would go, oh, this is really good. Maybe it's a good movie just in general. Sometimes that just happens. Like, it's just so good. You know, like that movie, Let the Right One In. That movie's just so damn good. I can't imagine anyone not liking it. But, so yeah, I would totally say this. This would be a good date movie, right? Because it's comedy, it's French, so it's a little romantic. I think there's some romance going on here. And you'd look smart taking your date to it. So, anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D. and Little Joan. Thanks to all who came out tonight for the Unexpected Farm. That's the alpaca farm in Newfield. So I was there and I did my talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil. I should really not call it a talk. I should call it like story time or something. I think that's got a better ring to it. But everybody really enjoyed it. Don't forget, tomorrow the Clement Farms event has been pushed back into July. So that now is happening. When is that happening? I think it's happening. It's happening on the 20th of July, not tomorrow. Then on Sunday, I'll be at the I Heart Horror Ice Cream and Monster Truck event. I believe it's up in Sayreville. I forget. Let me look at my thing. And that's later in the day. Yeah, that's at, it's called the Hot Rods Ice Cream Monster Jamboree. I Heart Horror and Hot Rods Ice Cream Monster Jamboree in Matawan. And that's from 4 to 9. So that should be interesting. So I hope to see you there. We'll see you tomorrow.